France, 1800, a new century. This was going to be the people's century, a century of liberty, equality, fraternity. 10 years earlier, the violence and bloodletting of the French Revolution had ushered in these brave ideals. The ideals and the Republic were soon to crumble. The ghettos of the unemployed, the factories run on child labor, the poor living in the new ugly landscape of the Industrial Revolution made France a hotbed of unrest. The new society wasn't delivering a better world fast enough. By 1815, the old way seemed to many the best way. The Congress of Vienna restored the former political order. The ruling class were back in charge. A young couple, married as the new century began, lived amid these upheavals. Jean-Antoine, a doctor, and his wife Marie made a formidable team. Together, they gave what time they could to the poor, providing medical care while raising their own family and trying to establish a medical practice. They would have 14 children. 11 would die. One of the survivors was Frederick Ozanam. If there's one word that sums up Frederick Ozanam, it's hope. Frederick believed there was a better way, a more just way, a more compassionate way. He never lost that hope, and he believed he could make a difference. Frederick was a Christian, a Catholic, living in a rural kingdom fast becoming an industrial power. It was a whole new world. And no one really knew what an industrial power was, what it should look like, be like, how it should operate. Whatever shape this new world was to take, Frederick believed, even as a youth, that his faith, his Christianity, could help the new world become a just world. At 19, Frederick left home in Lyon for Paris. He was a country boy in a big city. And the big city was still recovering from the 1830 revolution 2 years earlier. Louis-Philippe, the new king, was already under great pressure. Disease, overcrowding, and poor wages remained unchecked. There was another push for a republic. Anti-clerical feeling was strong in Paris, especially at the university where the new sciences were dominating thinking. It was here at the Sorbonne that Frederick was to study law as his father had wished. Many at the university viewed Christianity as the enemy of social progress, where priests and bishops were no more than partners of the hated ruling class. For Frederick, it was a big adjustment. Off campus, he was living in a boarding house. While some students reveled in their new freedom, Frederick felt isolated. The scientist André Ampère agreed to take Frederick into his family home as a boarder. Ampère, a brilliant academic, was breaking new ground in the study of electricity. He saw the same brilliance in Frederick. For Ampère, there was no conflict between Christianity and progress. His gentle influence helped Frederick immensely. They were to stay friends for life. But Frederick, at 19 years of age, wanted more than gentle influence. With several friends, he began a debating group at the house of a local newspaper proprietor, Joseph Bailly. The group, or conference, met each week. The idea was to argue that social reform and Christianity could travel hand in hand. It was a brave move, considering the times. They wanted to highlight history's debt to Christianity. By sheer force of argument, they would convert the masses. What seemed like a good idea at the time failed dismally. It attracted little attention and in the end alienated more students than it won. Nevertheless, this small group became close friends, none of them realizing the chain of events about to unfold and the impact those events would have.